Hi everyone, topic of the day is if you are not first, then you are the last. If I ask you all, who was the first person to walk on the moon? It's Neil Armstrong. It's very obvious. But if I ask you, who was the second person who walked on the moon? I think very few would answer because nobody remember the person who came second. Being a first is so powerful, whether in life, whether in career, whether in business. Nobody cares who came second, third, fourth. If you don't come first, nobody remembers. This applies in every aspect of our life, whether it's business, and it mostly applies to the business marketing of the product, which we call first movers. Being the first means being the first product, being the first company, being the first person to come in the mind of any other person, whether it's customer, whether it's your associate, whether it's your client, whether it's any relative. Why your name comes in their mind when they think about something? When customer think about any product, the name of the company comes first, because of the image that company has created by serving to the customer and the kind of product they produce. Why we have in our mind Apple? Because they have created such a brand image in all of us that we think Apple means a reputable brand. Facebook. Being a first means you will lead the pack. When you move or when you do something new, everyone else will follow. Everyone else in industry will move. This is the impact of being number one. Being number one is associated with reputation. It is associated with class. It's an image. It doesn't comes automatically. It has lots of effort backed by lots of effort. Being number one means you don't have to compete with others. You are competitor of yourself only. If you are in second, third, fourth, you are in competition with the first among the pack. So you will strive to improve yourself. If you are number one, you will try to be on that mark. You don't want to lose number one thing, and that is why you do whatever possible effort, whatever possible things needed to be on the number one mark. That is the advantage of being number one. We all in life strive to become number one. We all have that first thing we have done, first ever thing we have done in our life. We remember always. We remember our first crush, we remember our first love, we all remember our first kiss. We remember when we first came out of our comfort zone, speak out in public. We remember our first career break. So this first have got us so engaged. So everywhere, everything we want to be number one. That is why this statement is given that if you are not number one, you are last. If you are not first, you are last. Second, third, fourth doesn't matter. Nobody remembers these positions. They only remember the number one. And that is why you may think, why would Olympics everybody eye on the gold medal? Everybody, when in competition, eye for being the number one. And when they, unfortunately, they become number two, they want to improve themselves to become number one. That is the merit of number one, or being the first. Whatever do you innovate things, you become the first person to launch new thing, people will remember you. Coca-Cola, Apple, eBay, all things came up with a new idea, first ever idea, and people started following it. There is an old joke on being a number 2 page of Google search engine, that if you hide a dead body on page 2 of Google, you will not find. Means being on the page 2 of Google search engine, it's like being in oblivion, being invisible. So if you are on first page of Google search engine, you will feel pride. I have done such and such things, and my hard work has given its result. But when you are the first, ego should not come to you. Otherwise, everything will ruined. Try to be better version of yourself every time, and be consistently on number one. Don't be demoralized if you become number two. Try to strive, try to work harder to become number one, or become the first. So this is from my side, friends. If you are not first, you are the last. This basically applies in the marketing and business arena, but it applies to life also. So strive to become number one, strive to become the best version of yourself, and try to compete with yourself daily. This is the advantage of being in the first. Thank you all.